The Sussexes strike again. They want privacy, just not when a camera is pointed at them. After all, nothing says holiday spirit quite like a perfectly staged, soft-focus photo session showcasing picture-perfect family life, spotless aprons, and smiles so forced they could outshine a dying toothpaste commercial. This round, Meghan and Harry, unofficial patrons of performative goodwill, arrived at our big kitchen Los Angeles to volunteer. In Sussex terms, that means showing up with their own film crew, pretending to help for barely a minute, and then evaporating into the California sunshine like biodegradable smoke grenades. And naturally, Archie and Lilibet were included, because why miss a chance to add fresh entries to the "Yes, our children really do exist. Please stop asking" collection? Let's take a closer look at this beautifully orchestrated act of charity by PR. Just another day, another Sussex performance where they imitate royal life while simultaneously insisting they escaped it for privacy, independence, and, of course, Netflix. They glided into the community kitchen looking like they were filming a Hallmark special titled A Very Archewell Thanksgiving, complete with lighting so flawless it might as well have been rented from a professional studio. Meghan, wearing a sleeveless top in November, despite pulling out cashmere coats in August, somehow managed to overlook the basics of kitchen hygiene. Instead of tying her hair back, she let it flow freely like a silky guillotine hovering over innocent cookies. But it's fine, right? She had gloves on. Harry, on the other hand, cycled through hats with the energy of a man whose sole assignment for the day was look supportive. First the Archewell hat, then the event-branded one, then something entirely random, a full-blown hat identity crisis. Hatgate 2.0, the spinning edition. Meghan then uploaded her perfectly polished montage to Instagram, filled with photos that conveniently hide the kids' faces. Cookie rolling so gentle, it could pass for handling radioactive material. A dramatic close-up of chopped peppers purely for visual flair. And a group shot where Meghan and Harry cling to each other like fused lovebirds, executing the infamous double claw pose. All topped off with the caption, "Show up, do good." A sweet sentiment, yes, though more truthfully translated as, show up, get photographed. The Archewell Foundation jumped in with its usual brand of polished corporate kindness, praising the event in glowing language that absolutely wasn't typed out with a tax deadline breathing down their necks. It's the end of the year. They needed something, anything, to pad the Archewell annual report before the accountant started to panic. Food safety rules in California aren't gentle suggestions. They're actual regulations. Yet somehow we still ended up with Meghan's hair flowing freely, as if she were filming a shampoo commercial instead of portioning mints into takeaway trays. Every other volunteer with long hair had it tied back, hats on, looking like people who actually understand how a kitchen operates. Meghan, meanwhile, wore a bright white hat for maximum visibility while leaving her hair down, the extensions practically flirting with the food, and her fixed, over-enthusiastic smile practically shouted, "Observe me doing charity. Please observe closely." Harry, to be fair, did manage to wear his gloves correctly, though he remained just one beard hair away from requiring a beard net. One unlucky breeze and someone's rice bowl was destined to receive a bonus ginger strand. And then we arrive at the children, the ever-elusive Archie and Lilibet, usually glimpsed only in blurry silhouettes or spotted in the wild about as often as a presidential election. This time, the photos revealed Lilibet with a braid, which appears to be a groundbreaking moment. Archie, in another image, is simply wearing something yellow. The kids were positioned with the precision of museum exhibits, present, but not too present, visible, yet impossible to actually identify. The volunteers likely signed NDAs thicker than Meghan's own extensions. And while countless families participate in volunteer work without turning their children into set dressing, this particular appearance wasn't about service. It was about producing content. Because nothing screams we're raising our children privately like placing them in a choreographed charity lineup and posing them beside a stack of peppers. Let's be honest, we've seen this act before. When the Prince and Princess of Wales volunteered at food banks, did they roll in a full camera crew like they were filming a BBC nature documentary? Of course not. They did something far more remarkable. They put the attention on the charity, not their own jawlines. But Meghan, if Catherine volunteers on a Monday, you can bet Meghan will show up on Tuesday doing the same thing, Only louder, with bigger smiles, double the jewelry, and a backdrop plastered with Archewell logos if she could get away with it. They aren't true philanthropists. They're influencers posing as philanthropists. Meghan's grin in the montage is so over the top it could light up an entire village. It's the smile of someone fully aware of the cameras, performing joy as if it were a competitive sport. Some call it manic, others say it's a rictus. A few think it resembles the last desperate squeeze of toothpaste trying to get every bit out of the tube. But everyone agrees on one thing. It says, "Look how good I am," not "look how good this cause is." Harry appeared to be present, physically at least. Emotionally, spiritually, mentally? That's anyone's guess. He has effectively become a human prop, wheeled out whenever Meghan needs to complete the tableau of the domestic angel baking for the needy, alongside her sweet ginger husband. His expression seems permanently frozen in Windows XP screensaver mode. Somebody please help this man, or at the very least, hand him a beard net. The real heroes in this kitchen, the staff and volunteers who were there long before the Sussexes arrived, kept working while the Sussexes posed. "We'll come back tomorrow and every day after," they said. The Sussexes, by contrast, probably stayed just long enough to 1. Be filmed in slow motion, 2. Touch a single vegetable, 3. Let Meghan's hair menace several food items, 4. Snap a few group photos, 5. Pack up and disappear. Estimated time on site, 20 minutes. And that's being generous. At the end of the day, this wasn't volunteering. It was brand promotion. Meghan and Harry's unofficial motto could easily be, "Why help quietly when you can make sure everyone sees you helping?" So they brought cameras. They brought their foundation logo. They brought a bright white hat so Meghan would stand out. They brought their children as props. They brought their widest smiles. Everything was image, no substance, like frosting on an empty cake. Every kitchen in the Western world requires hair to be tied back. Every responsible adult knows this. Yet here's Meghan, her hair flowing majestically like a Disney princess who somehow wandered into a soup kitchen. Nothing says I'm a genuine volunteer. Quite like ignoring the most basic rule of food safety. One stray gust of wind and some unsuspecting Angelino is getting an extra long black souvenir in their Thanksgiving rice bowl. Delicious. So, what lessons can we take from this festive Sussex spectacle? They imitate the real royals. They show up for photo opportunities, not actual shifts. They bring cameras, not contributions. They treat charity like a mix of a tax write-off and Instagram content. They are the living embodiment of pics or it didn't happen. At the end of the day, the people of Los Angeles did receive meals, hopefully free of any stray celebrity DNA. But the Sussexes? They walked away with exactly what mattered most to them. Content. Content for Archewell. Content for social media. Content that sustains the delicate illusion that they are global philanthropists rather than just brand ambassadors for their own egos.